Good evening, bowling fans. We are live from Revolution's Lanes and Fun Center in St. Joseph, Missouri, with the Cashers Round of the 2024 Missouri Masters. So 17 top qualifiers have already seeded into tomorrow's match play brackets, which will be 32 finalists. Here in this Cashers Round, the top 15 bowlers will advance according to their finish into bracket play. We're bowling on the 2022 USBC Masters oil pattern, a 40-foot pattern. 32 units and some change. About 8 feet of buff. 16 loads forward. I believe it's 15 reverse. And I understand they're using fire oil. The ratio is 1.8 to 1. And the scoring pace was a lot lower than expected. So apparently the cut to make the Cashers Round was minus 120. right, good evening, bowling fans. So we are getting ready to start our competition here. The bowlers are throwing their last warm-up shots. And we are coming at you live from Revolution Lanes and Fun Center. My name is Monty Smith. I'll be calling the action for you here during this cashier's round. The bowlers will be bowling 3 games. Of course, this is scratch bowling. They're bowling on a certified sport pattern, so it's a very demanding lane condition. You must execute your shots. You must make adjustments. The shot will probably change slightly every 2 or 3 frames, and at some point there'll be a pretty large shift in the oil on the lane and the playing conditions that will cause the bowlers to make some major adjustments. We're right behind lanes 9 and 10 on the featured pair, and Kyle Stark is going to start us off. Up on lane 10 is Jasmine Snell. She is a former standout bowler at Nebraska. She's also a PWBA member. She's bowled in a lot of tournaments. Almost rolled that 2-pin, but off to a good start. 9 spare is a very good frame in this tournament. So about 111 bowlers started off the tournament today. There were 3 qualifying squads previously. The top 17 bowlers have already advanced and are seeded into the match play bracket tomorrow of 32 players. The top 15 bowlers of this squad, all scores have started over. Everybody's even right now. The top 15 players will advance to those remaining spots and bowl in a 32-player bracket tomorrow, when we'll determine a champion. Over on lanes 7 and 8, we have Dustin Adams, Eric Moore, and Devin Trice. And Devin covers that spare. Off to our right on 11 and 12, you can see the lane, but you can't see the bowlers. We have Brandon Leibel, Trevor Piper Gerties, and Riley Patton. I'd like to thank and acknowledge our sponsors. We have Revolution's Lanes Fun Center, JDR Electric, C&M Trucking, Miller's Tires, Storm Bowling, Brunswick Bowling, Berkey Turkey's Pro Shop. Please check out their website at betbowlingsupply.com, and the Northwest Senior Missouri Bowler Store. The lanes were freshly re-oiled. Everyone's bowling in the same condition. They'll skip, I believe it's 3 pair and land here in the cashier's round. Brandon Leibel, very nice shot on lane 11 for a strike. Oh, Miss Snell chopped that spare. Very nice shot by Ryan Main. Looked like the ball deflected quite a bit, causing him to leave that 8-pin. I was talking with Ryan earlier. He, like a lot of bowlers, are throwing a strong cover stock asymmetrical ball with some surface on it to try and mellow out the over-under reaction that a lot of players have seen on this pattern. And it's possible that the big core in that Columbia Madness solid just caused the ball to burn up and deflect a little bit. He's had success. He's here, been throwing that ball pretty much all day. And he easily covers the spare. See what Mr. Stark has here in his third frame. And that gets a good break there, leaving just a 6-pin. Some bowlers have effectively played in deeper early, but it seems like the money is around 5 or 6. It's trying to keep it in front of you. Trying to keep it going forward and maybe feed it a millimeter to the left so it doesn't hang. There are 9 loads of oil, 2 to 2. So any errant shot to the right, any shot you get out a little sooner than you would like is going to be trouble. It's probably not going to make it back. Seeing a few gutter balls today. Seen a couple bowlers clip off. Then, you know, the 6, 9, 10 for a 3 count. Saw one bowler clip off a 10-pin. So you get the ball out there right, it's going to hang. There were some good scores today after all of our qualifying round. In our top 17, a tournament leader is Daryl Kaiser, who shot an amazing 714. Now, you're bowling in your league with good bowlers. 714 is a pretty routine series. Not here today. So our leader is Daryl Kaiser, number 1 position, and number 2 position is our champion from last year's Masters, Ryan Powers, with 664. In third place is Mike Peck with 654. In fourth place from St. Joseph, Missouri is Dalton Cook with 648. In fifth place, Victor Cortez, 623. Seventh place, Brandon Cruz at 614. So the top 6 bowlers shot 600 or better out of a field of 111. Many bowlers in the field: Jim Lewis, Zach Rhodes, our host, Brian Benini, Carly Kenny, and she had to strike out in the 10th frame of her final game of qualifying in order to make the cut into the Cashers round. In 12th place was C.J. Bacoilis. 13, Phil Cosper. 14, Andrew Kenny. 15, Stephen Slocum. In 16th place with Bo Peterson. I think 2 lefties made the cut to the final, and Bo shot 580. And our last match play cut qualifier was also from St. Joseph, Missouri, Caden Cook with 579. So we return to our action here. Ryan has a tough little baby split. No, he threw it hard enough to get that ball to deflect, and he converted it. And Devin Tice off to a little rough start. Pretty nice shot there, leaving a 9-pin. He's got a lot of ball angle coming back in on that. Jasmine Snell's up on lane 10. Excellent shot for a strike. There you go. She just needs to keep that going. Over on 11 and 12. Trevor Piper Gerties is clean through 4. Brandon Leibel started off with a double 8 spare. 7-1. He's got 73 in the 4th. He's up in the 5th frame. So what we're seeing right now is pretty much what we've seen all day long, and that is that 9 spare is a good frame. If you can fill it, you're in pretty good shape. Most bowlers have an open. Maybe they missed a spare. They have a split. As I said lovingly earlier, there's a lot of pain out there today. Dustin Adams is just having trouble getting the ball to the right side of the head pin. Doesn't take a whole lot. Trying to play through the middle, even though it's 32 plus units of oil. That forward run and the heavy loads are all in the front part of the lane. As the pattern tapers, it gets really tough. Right here around the 5th frame to 7th frame is when the bowlers have, in game 1, have seen the pattern start to change enough that they are in trouble if they're not moving. And see a lot of bowlers that have started out decent in the first 4 or 5 frames get into trouble here. Looks like everybody's just grinding at this point. Down the way, I do see 3 in a row, but that's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th frame, and the 1st frame wasn't open. So it just seems to be just very difficult to keep anything going if you get something going. That's an unfortunate break for Ryan Main. A little high in the head pin. But he leaves an unusual split of the 9-10. You don't see that very often, but when you do see it, it's usually on a hard shot like this one. Excellent shot from Jasmine Snell right there. She needs a few more excellent shots to bail this game out. All right, over on 11 and 12, and Raleigh Patton is clean through 6 frames. Brandon Leibel just threw a nice shot on lane 11 for a strike. Looks like Trevor Pipergerty's is clean as well. So they're doing a good job grinding over there from what I can tell. And that's what this tournament is all about. This tournament is all about grinding. It's all about minimizing your mistakes, and it's certainly about taking advantage of scoring opportunities. As Billy Whaley said, spares are a scoring opportunity, and that is certainly the case here today. Let's see what Dustin Adams has on lane 8. He threw it very well. It's just reading the lane a little early, and through the face it goes. Trip it. Boy, just tough time here for Jasmine. She moved in quite a bit on that shot. Just could not get the 4-pin to fall. Brandon Leibel's getting ready to bowl on lane 12. He has a strike in the 6th frame. He could certainly use a strike in the 7th here to get a little double going and potentially run the sheet and put up a nice game. And he did just that. And Dustin Adams collapses the 2-8 for a strike. Another baby split for Ryan Main on lane 9. This one's a little more makeable, being the 310. You get a little bit of wiggle room on this baby split. Nice shot by Jasmine. She seems to have a pretty good look on lane 10, but lane 9 is trouble. Yeah, tough break there for Ryan Main. A little high. Looked like he might have had flirted with the 4-9, probably the 2-pin off the wall, took the 4-pin out, but the 9-pin is standing. But still, not bad. Covers that spare. He still has a chance to put some strikes up. Ooh, Dustin. Well, that's what I was talking about earlier. He just got it right, and it just kept going right and picked a 10-pin off the rack. The good news, it was on a strike, and he still has a chance to spare it up, but he did not lose count on a strike in the 9th frame. He needs to make a good shot here. And he did. That would have been 10 back, but it was 9 back instead. Dustin needs to remember that shot because that's what he needs to do right there. Whatever he did on that spare shot was one of the better shots he threw the whole game. Come on. Bush. Oh, there we go. Little break on lane 9 for Jasmine Snell. She raises her hands and asks what happened. You threw a strike. That's what happened. Take it and run. So she needs one more here to try to bail this game out. As I've explained, this has been a very, very overall low-scoring environment. Some bowlers have put up some good scores, but come on, there you go. She got that second one in the 10th frame, so 2 good breaks for Miss Snell. Put one up on the spare shot. And try a little tester ball here to see what's going on. This is the time when the transition really hits, finishing up on game 1 and getting into game 2. And then they got to change pairs. And who knows what you're going to find on your next pair. You got to try to get lined up in a couple shots. So it's a very, very challenging environment. Excellent execution. Oh, that was really good ball motion on that shot for her. She'll be sticking with that ball for a couple shots anyway. Bail it out. Good bailout. All right, what's going on around here? Well, Devin Trice had missed a couple singles and shot 133 game 1.
If I'm not mistaken, with a couple of no-shows, we got 28 bowlers and 15 are making it into the field.
Okay.
And then the next six will cash. The top 38 cash today.
Okay. Yep, Dustin Adams ended up with 186, which is a decent start to this round. Kyle Stark, 142. Jasmine Snell had a lot of struggles, but bailed it out, striking out 9 to 10th frames for 170. And Brandon Leibel, first hit in the 10th is a strike. Riley Patton left an unusual 5-10. He must have gone Brooklyn. Didn't see it. Looks like he has 192 in the 9th. I think he's gonna. He has 210 split. I think he's gonna have 200 on the dot. Brandon Leibel with a very good shot on the second shot in the 10th frame. Leaves the blower 7. I could from the angle here, I could see the 5 pin slide right over in front of the 7 and die in the gutter. He's going to shoot 187 most likely. And then Trevor Hypergerdes is on the pair. He's got a 180 max. If he can punch out, he just hit the first one in the 10th. And Brandon covers it, and he shoots 187. He bowled a much better game than what the score indicated. We're seeing a lot of that out here today. As we're waiting for bowlers to make their way to 9 and 10 to shoot their second game, we'd like to recognize and thank our sponsors, our hosts, Revolutions Lanes and Fun Center. Brian and Jackie Manini, I've said Malini a couple times today, I don't know why. Manini, proprietors, they've done a lot with this center. They took this center over a few years ago, and they put in new synthetic lanes, put in new overhead scoring system, new pin setters, just did some interior work with a couple new coats of paint, and they've turned it into a very nice bowling center, and it seems to be the favored center here in St. Joseph. Inside Revolutions Lanes and Fun Center is Berkey Turkey's Pro Shop, also one of our sponsors. Be sure to visit their website at btbowlingsupply.com. Our other sponsors, JDR Electric, C&M Trucking, Miller Tires, Storm Bowling, Brunswick Bowling, and the Northwest Senior Missouri Bowlers Tour. Tournament director is Dan Schmierbach. Please search him out on Facebook. At some point, they'll post their tournament schedule for next year. The Northwest Senior Missouri Bowlers Tour is for bowlers aged 50 and over, men and women, who are interested in scratch bowling tournaments. And they bowl a number of tournaments during the Winter League season. A lot of tournaments here in Northwest Missouri. They also go up into Nebraska, Kansas, and they have a kickoff event typically every year at Lake of the Ozarks, where they have a over-under 50 doubles tournament and a singles tournament. Part of the tournaments they run during the year include a non-champions event, and on the tournament sites when they are in Omaha, Topeka, the lake, they tend to have a tournament on a Saturday and a Sunday. So a lot of good bowling there if you are interested in senior scratch bowling. Looks like Trevor Hypergerdes ended up with a 170 that game. So he had a little bit of a rough game, but he did manage to stay clean towards the end of the game. All right. On 7 and 8, we have Lisa Fendley, Brody Johnson, and Travis Hansen. The top 15 bowlers from this squad will advance to tomorrow's 32 position match play bracket. It looks like our bowlers are starting to migrate down here at 9 and 10. And on lane 9, we have Tony Allen. On lane 10, we have Bailey Gassman and Jason Tapscott. We have a little delay here with the blackout on lane 10. Not sure what's going on there. 9 and 10 has been running flawlessly all day today. And Bailey Gassman's going to start us out. Whew. Little runaway Brooklyn. Oh. The very rare flat head pin. There you go, Mr. Allen. That's a good way to start. And Bailey manages to convert that spare. It's a little more exciting than we expected, but a spare nevertheless. And today, 9 spare is a good frame. Over on 11 and 12, we have Trey Myers, Matt Perry, and Aaron Pennick. So Trey has gone 8 spare, 8 spare. Mr. Pennick has gone 8-1. And it looks like he had that dreaded 3 count off the corner here. Hopefully he can spare this up. Much better shot for a spare from Mr. Pennick on lane 12. So no real harm. Spare is a spare. There's no count lost due to an open. And Brody Johnson with a strike in the 3rd frame. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's a 4-9. Going to have a reset of the 9 pin on lane 10. He moved the 9 pin a foot to the left, and it stood up. Literally. I mean, the 9 pin moved behind the 5 pin position on the back of the pin deck. Pretty much straight, what appeared to be straight across the back of the deck. It's about a foot. Yeah, talking with a couple of the spectators, I mean, the discussion is, and the sad part is under the rules, since the pin setter knocked it over, it has to be respotted in the 9-pin position. Otherwise, it would have been a much easier conversion. He probably would have had to fit the ball right between the two of them, but I'd rather have to do that than clip that 4 and slide it over into the 9. It's a much more difficult shot. Would have been a lot easier. Well, and he got one out on it. Unfortunate. They have to fix the score. I'm not sure what he had. It's recorded on a score sheet as a 9 miss. It was really an 8-1, but scoring-wise, there's absolutely no difference in total pinfall. So 9's a 9 here, first frame. Now, Mr. Allen with a fine shot for a strike on lane 10. He has a double to start the game. Well, on lane 11, we have Trey Myers and Matt Perry clean through 3. Woohoo! Mr. Tapscott with a very dramatic 8 spare. All right, Tony Allen is up on lane 9, working on the double here in the third frame. Oh, it just came up a little high. Left the makeable 3-6-10. It's a tough spare for right-handed bowlers. A lot of things can go wrong, but if he can just touch the 3-pin on the right-hand side, he should be able to convert the spare. Well, Tony Allen made a pretty good shot there. I think he liked it. Came up high, left the 4-9, and the 2-pin came off the sidewall and took the 4-pin out. You might want to think about a little bit of a move to the left. Travis Hansen up on lane 8. Looks like a pretty good shot, and it is. 10 back for him in the fifth frame, actually. Fifth frame for a strike. All right. Mr. Allen spares that 9-pin in the fourth. All right. Jason Tapscott could use a little good luck here in the shot. He's had some bad on 2 of them. Looks pretty good. Another washout. Goodness. He's just having a struggle on this pair. Now, from what I can see here around us, it's a typical second game struggle going on. Spares, splits. I'm not seeing any striking. I can't see down to the high end, so I'm not sure what's going on. There you go, Trey. Trey sends a messenger over. All that two-handed power to take out that 10-pin. Nice strike. Could use a couple more. He's had a little bit of a tough game there. I think it's all necessarily his doing. All right, Travis Hansen's getting up on lane 8 here in the 7th frame. And if he can strike here, he'll have a triple. Crossover. Left the 6-pin, but he should be able to spare it. Taking a look at Tony Allen's game, his score on the score sheet, rather, it's just what we've been seeing here all day. He had a good look. He had 10 back for a double. Threw a pretty good shot. Got a 7 count open frame. Threw a pretty good shot. 9 spare. Came up a little high. He made an adjustment off of that and then left the 2, 8, 10. And that's just what's going to happen right here in this transition phase of play. These bowlers are starting to see that big over-under reaction. It's like they can't seem to adjust their way out of it. It's just they have to totally grind it. Hope you can leave something that you can make. Well, Tony moved in a little bit. He may have gotten that a little more right than he wanted to, but it shaped up nicely and he came back for a strike. Well, right now, the top 15 to make the match play bracket, the 15th bowler is 160. I'll give you an update on who the leaders are here momentarily. The scroll, when it came up on My pair was in about 12th position. One thing I can tell you is the scores are low. It's definitely a round that if you can just stay relatively clean, you can advance. Here we come. Woody Hawkins, 211, is the leader. Riley Patton with 210 is number 2. Number 3, Jason Tapscott with 189. Number 4, Rick Gabar, 188. Eric Moore with 188 in 5th spot. Number 6, Brandon Leibel, 187. Number 7, Dustin Adams, 186. Number 8, Joey Finley, 181. Number 9, Derek Varnix, 179. Ryan Burks, 177. Travis Hansen, 172. Trevor Piepergerdes, 170. Jasmine Snell, 170. Aaron Pennick, 161. And Jackie Manini, 160. Brody Johansson is tied for that cut line at 160. Bailey Gosman, 156. Ryan Main, 156. VJ McDaniel, 153. Matt Perry, 151. Woody Tenney, 148. Kyle Stark, 142 in 22nd position. Devin Trice, 133 in 23rd. Lisa Findley, 130, 24th spot. Carl Klebine, 125 in 25th. Tony Allen, 122. Trey Meyer, 115. And that looks like that's what we got. So right now, anybody can find your way into the top 15 to make the cuts to the 32-player bracket. The person at the bottom of the cut line, if they can manage to shoot 220, they'll jump way up in the standings. All right, let's have a look next door. We have Brody Johansson is on pace to shoot 187. Travis Hansen's on pace to shoot 160. Lisa Findley is on pace to shoot 145. On 9 and 10, Bailey Gossman is on pace to shoot 180. Jason Tapscott needs a strike right here, and he gets one. So he's on pace to shoot 160, but he just doubled, so he's going to be in much better shape than that. Trey Myers is on pace to shoot 180, and he just threw a strike to set up the 10th frame. So in the foundation frame, he threw a strike. Matt Perry's on pace to shoot 170. Big shot coming up here for Jason Tapscott. He has a double going into the 9th frame. Really change the complexion of his game if he can get a strike here. There it is. Came in a little bit late. He left the 10 pin. I don't know what pins were headed over that way. He had 2 messengers going over there, and they managed to nudge out that 10 pin to give him a triple. Just a lot of grinding going on out there, folks. All right, Brody Johansson shot 178. Needs to hurry. There it goes. There you go, Trey. Little Brooklyn action going on. So striking 9. First hit in the 10th is a Brooklyn, but he carried it for a double. Strike is a strike. There you go. Tony Allen covers a little challenging 2-8. Looks like Trey's going to be in the 190s that game. That's a good game. Bailey Gassman shoots 187, a very respectable game in these challenging conditions. Tony Allen. He shot 177. And it's all right. Jason Tapp's got an 8 count on his first shot in the 10th, but he's going to pull that game out. Lisa Findlay, 145 on lane 8. All right, Jason Tapscott cleaned up that spare. If he strikes, he'll finish out with the 180, which would be a good comeback. So he had 3 open frames in the first 4 frames and really only deserved 1 of them. Looks like a good fill. 9 count, very good, 179. His way to pull that game out. Yep, Trey Myers with 191. And Matt Perry had potentially shoot, looks like 173, but he has a super washout and he has to make it. And he did. Excellent shot. That's a tough one. And he made it inside the 1-3. The way you're supposed to make it, but any way you make it is a good way. So he's got 163 plus his fill. Nine count for 172. Around the order. No, that's just for him razzing me yesterday. That's all that is. That's just for him razzing me yesterday.
Mr. Humphrey told me that I was working with him tomorrow, and he said that we need to.
have some action on 7 and 8. We have Kyle Stark, Jasmine Snell, and Ryan Main. If you recall, they started on 9 and 10 with us. We'll get to see them bowl their game number 3. Coming over here to lanes 9 and 10, I see Trevor Pieper-Gerdes setting his bowling balls down, and Brandon Leibel as well. Both are fine bowlers from St. Joe. Brandon Leibel has been the Missouri State champion all events bowler in the past. He has also bowled the USBC Senior Masters, I believe, 3 times. He's cashed in that tournament at least 1 time. He was very close to making the match play bracket. I think it was 2 years ago, and just the last game of the tournament just couldn't quite keep up, and ended up finishing, I think it was 65 or 66, and they paid at least that many positions, and to make the match play needed to be 64th. Brandon's a great bowler, and he's always in the hunt in any tournament he enters. Well, as we're waiting for our bowlers to arrive here on 9 and 10, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Revolutions Lanes and Fun Center, and our proprietors, Brian and Jackie Manini, JDR Electric, C&M Trucking, Miller Tires, Storm Bowling, Brunswick Bowling, Berkey Turkey's Pro Shop, located inside Revolutions Lanes. Be sure to check out their website at btbowlingsupply.com. Also, the Northwest Senior Missouri Bowlers Tour, the Scratch Bowling Tour for tournament bowlers, men and women, aged 50 and over. They have a number of tournaments during the season, typically beginning in the fall and through the spring of the traditional bowling year. All right, and here we go. Starting game 3 on lane 10, Brandon Leibel. Ooh, ball hooked a little sooner than I thought it would. I think it hooked a little sooner than Brandon thought it would. He leaves a 3-pin, should be an easy spare for him. Ryan Main is up on lane 8. Looks like he's gone to that Envy Tour we were talking about earlier, and it looks great. 10 back for Ryan Main. Got Raleigh Patton stepping up here on lane 9. And some scores. Rick Gubber is first. Woody Hawkins is second. Jason Tapscott is third. Raleigh Patton at 368 is fourth. Derek Bunarks, 366 in fifth position. Kyle Stark, 356 in sixth position. V.J. McDaniel, 354 in 7th position. Eric Moore, 350 in 8th position. Trevor Pieper-Gerdes, 348 in 9th. Jasmine Snell is in 10th position with 345. Joey Findley, 345, 11th position. Ryan Burks, 343 in 12th. Bailey Gosman, 343. Brody Johansson, 338 in 14th position. And Jackie Manini's on the cut line, 337. 1 position back, Aaron Pennick. Dustin Adams with 330 in 17th. Matt Perry, 18, 323. Brandon Leibel's in 19th position, 318. Trey Myers, 306. Woody Tinney, 304. 21st position. Travis Hansen, 302 in 22nd position. Carl Klubine, 299 in 23rd position. Tony Allen, 299 in 24th position. Ryan Main, 294 in 25th position. Devin Trice, 289 in 26th position. Lisa Findley, 275, 27. And that is where we're standing right now. So this game, Riley Patton with a double out of the gate. Trevor 7 spare, getting ready to bowl his second frame. Brandon Leibel 9 spare, getting to bowl his second frame. Next door, Jasmine Snell 9 spare, split 2. And then her score moved on me. There we go, and she's working on a double. So she's got a little something going on. Right now she is the cut line, so she needs to get something going and keep it going. Right on time for Miss Snell for a triple. One of the best shots she's thrown all day, right when she needed to throw it. Oh, Brandon, I'm coming down there and slap you for missing that 7 pin. Brandon needs to just have a little bit of a decent game here. I'm sure he's not happy with the scores, but he's getting ready to make the cut. Comes Ryan Main also working on a double. Got that one a little left. Yeah, at least a 6-10. Should be able to cover that. Nothing's guaranteed on this shot, though. Anything can happen. Good shot by Raleigh Patton. He liked it a lot, and he stoned the 4 pin. Looked pretty good. Had to be high to leave the 4, but still a good shot nevertheless. We have Jasmine Snell up on lane 7. Projected that ball out real nice on the lane. Just went a little long, leaving the 2-8. If she covers it, shouldn't be any trouble. Brandon Leibel with a strike, much needed strike on lane 10. He needs to put together 3 or 4 in a row. There you go, a little skinny jeans spare for Mr. Patton. And Jasmine makes short work of that 2-8. Just needs to keep doing what she's doing. Everything will be fine. She's been grinding all day. Execution-wise, looks like she's made a lot of really good shots. Results-wise, looks like she hasn't. But right now, she's in a position to make the match play bracket, and anything can happen once you're in that bracket. It's a brand new tournament. Really, there's 3 tournaments in this tournament. You had the qualification rounds, and the top 17 were seeded. Then you have this cashers round, and the top 15 get seeded. Then you have the match play bracket where anything can take place. Just who gets hot, and in match play, who do you bowl and when do you bowl them? Okay, over on 11 and 12, we have Woody Hawkins, we have Ryan Burks, and we have Derek Vonarks.
I mean, it's as if we were.
Right here, Jasmine Snell up on lane 8. Got that in a little bit, needs to push. All right, good break, makeable spare. Brandon's just having a hard time keeping the ball off the head pin. If you're watching this Cashers round, please share this with your friends if you're on Facebook. This is the second annual Missouri Masters being hosted at Revolution's Lanes and Fun Center. Your tournament director is Ryan Burks, Berkey Turkey's Pro Shop. This is a scratch bowling event on a USBC certified sport pattern. So it's very difficult. Premium is on making spares. There you go, Mr. Pete Gertis. That was a tough little spare you made there. Oh, nice shot for Raleigh Patton. All right, Jasmine Snell with a spare. I believe it was in the 8th frame. Brandon Labo with a strike. He needs quite a few more of them if he wants to make the match play. There you go, Trevor. Nice shot. Ryan Main having a bit of a struggle. He need to make his spares and just hang in there. There goes Raleigh Patton on lane 10. He's winding it up, trying to get it to come back. He almost rolls the 2-pin out, but 9 spares, a good frame. Should be able to do that. And Snell is up in the 9th. Oh, goodness. Split. Trying to get 2 out on this. What's going on over here on 11 and 12? So we have just finishing up their 3rd frame. And Brandon Labo with a strike in the 9th frame. He's got a double. He needs to throw a few more. And our tournament director, Ryan Burks, with 10 back in the 3rd frame. Trevor with the strike working. 6th frame. A little high, leaves 4-pin. Ryan Main could certainly use a strike right here. Just do it through the break point. It's not too hard to do on this. Got it going a little forward. It's a little slick. He had the ball down to a little bit of a weaker ball. Ball speed is critical on this condition. All right, Woody Hawkins with the double into the 4th frame. Derek Vornix. High in the pocket, left the 4-7-10. The 7 and the 10 fall out, leaving just the 4-pin. Ryan Main covers the 1-2-8. Little bit of an odd spare to leave, but on this pattern today, you've seen it quite a bit. It doesn't take too much. You get a little quick at the bottom of your swing, and the ball just sails all the way down the lane. Ryan Burks high hit and left the 6-10 split. All right. And Riley Patton makes a good shot at the tough little spare, the 2-4-5-7. Covers it on the left-hand side. Jasmine Snell, a little crossover action and a 9-pin should be able to cover that up. It's looking at the 180s. Brandon Label's up on lane 10. He really needs a strike here. And he really gets one. Good shot for Brandon Label. Trevor with a 9-pin. Oh, 4-9. Ball just was a really nice shot there by Riley Patton. It's just that the lanes are starting to transition and leaves that 4-9. Jasmine Snell carries that shot on the fill shot, as most all bowlers do. When the struggle bus is real, they carry that fill. But I think she's safe. She's in a position to make it. I've said all day long, 180 is a good game. Step up on lane 9 in the 8th frame is Brandon Label, who can really use a strike right here. Give him a real nice four-bagger. Very good shot, a little high in the joint for 4-pin. I think the lane just started to transition a little bit. Over on lane 8, have Kyle Stark finishing up with a 182. Ryan Main missing a single pin. 10th frame open. 167. Really grind out game. 167, potential 178 if he just went spare strike. That could be the difference for him. We'll see how it turns out. Ryan Burks is up on lane 11. Could really be using a strike right now, Mr. Burks. Comes in a little light, leaves that 2-pin. We've seen that a lot today. Ball goes just a little long on the pattern, probably due to some carry down, due to some mid-lane burn. Ball just does not turn the corner on time. And it comes in there for a 2-pin combination, hopefully just a 2-pin. Brandon covers the 4. He's grinding. It's going to be close. It'd be nice if he could get 2 or 3 in a row here, because scores are low. 180, 190. Probably pick up 20 pins on most of your competitors. Ooh. Devik Vonak's little trip 410 strike. Ooh, Brandon came up high for the 310. He really needs to convert this spare. I think he's going to be close to the cut line. I don't know which side. If he makes this spare, he could be close on the I made it side. If he doesn't make this spare, he could be close on the I didn't make it side. Woody Hawkins is up in the 7th frame on lane 11. Very nice shot for a strike. 8 pin started the tip. Looked like it was going to stand up, and then the helper came from the side, and down it goes. Brandon Leibel, baby split. And he, oh, I thought he had it, and the ball read at the last minute, and he chopped that 3 off. Well, Brandon has 162 in the 9th. It'd be really nice to strike out here. And there you go, Mr. Piper Gertie's double. 10 back. Oh, yes. Riley Patton comes in a little light like I was talking about earlier. All that big angle. Manages to mix him up and trip out that 4-pin. Oh, Ryan. Oh, and it went down. Ryan Burks liked that shot. He had a 10-pin standing. He didn't look too happy. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the Gremlins came out and knocked that 10-pin right off its feet. All right, second shot in the 10th frame with big 4. Still made a pretty good shot. Brandon needs a spare, and he needs to put a strike on it and just hope he can squeeze enough pins out. Because I think he was around 19th or 20th position after 2. 182 is a good game. It's just a few pins between everybody. It's going to be close. Two out for 188 or 190 here. I can't. Lost track of what the total pins was. And the computer says 188. All right, Brandon, get up. There we go, Mr. Leibel. You might need them all. We'll see where he stands. Okay, so on 11 and 12, Ryan Burks is up working on a triple here, 8th frame. Oh, yes, sir. Ball started up a little early, but the ball speed it held right to the joint, 10 back. And that was right on time for Mr. Burks. Well, they're throwing some pins around here tonight, but they're leaving one on the deck. It's just amazing. Oh, come on now, Trevor. This is a 10-pin in the 10th frame. All right, Trevor Pieper Gertis, 180. Riley Patton, 188. Brandon Leibel, 182. And there you go. Mr. Vernix with a strike in, I believe it's the 9th frame. Waiting for the scoring to recycle and a 4-bagger going in. So he's going to have a nice game to finish. Oh, Mr. Hawkins missed a single pin spare. I think he's safe on making the cut, but that's just the kind of thing here on a real hard shot like you're going on here tonight. You got to make those. All right, Ryan Burks, 9th frame action on lane 11. Good shot, just got going a little forward on him, didn't quite turn the corner. Leaves that dreaded 2-pin we've seen all day long. You should be able to cover this up. covers his spare. He's certainly at a 200 pace, which is an excellent game here today. I believe out of 111 entries, there were only 6 series that were 600 or better. That is correct. 6 bowlers today shot a series of 600 or better. 1 bowler, Darrell Kaiser, our qualification tournament leader, shot 714. Derek Vonix throws a mixer, comes in light. The 4, 5, 7 are last pins to fall, but they fell. And he has Yahtzee going up to the 11th frame. Potential 233 if he can throw the next 2 shots. For strikes. Ryan Burks at a 200 pace, and Woody Hawkins is in the house at 179. There we go. Excellent shot from Derek Vornix. So he's going to be in the 230s after this game. There's still some action at the high end of the house. We're going to be waiting for the official results. Ryan Burks, 10 back, first shot in the 10th. So he's going to shoot 200. He should be good. There we go. On that fill shot, he got that 4, 5, 7 again, and only the 7 fell out, but it doesn't make any difference. I believe the score is 231, and that'll be an excellent cashier's round for Mr. Vornix. Squint hard enough. I think he shot 597, which ordinarily would not be impressive. Today, it is very impressive. All right, Ryan Burks. Second shot in the 10th frame, strike. And Ryan finishes up with 213. Okay, so now we wait. Wait and see what the remaining bowlers do on. Looks like they're on 21 and 22. I can't tell you anything about what's going on down there, other than there's some bowling going on down there. And we have to wait and see. Total up that pinfall. A lot of bowlers are keeping their fingers crossed right now. Scores were close, scores were tight. Still balling on 21 and 22. I can't tell you what they're doing. I can barely, I can barely see that far. I'm going to step away here for a moment. This is the 2024 Missouri Masters Championship Cashers Round, coming to you live from Revolution Lanes and Fun Center. We'd like to thank our hosts, Revolution Lanes and Fun Center, and proprietors Jackie and Brian Manini. We would also like to thank Berkey Turkey's Pro Shop, one of our sponsors. They are located inside Revolutions. Please visit their website at btbowlingsupply.com. Also like to thank JDR Electric, C&M Trucking, Miller Tires, Storm Bowling, Brunswick Bowling, and the Northwest Senior Missouri Bowlers Tour. The Northwest Missouri Bowlers Tour is a scratch bowling tournament club for bowlers aged 50 and over. They host a number of great events during the regular bowling season. Typically, they bowl 7 games of qualifying and then have a step ladder championship round. There's good prize money. There's good sponsors. The tournaments are very well run. The tournament director is Dan Schmerbach. He's been involved with that organization since the inception. I forget exactly when it was, but it's been 5 or 6 years ago. So it's been an excellent tournament club for senior bowlers. They have a number of events throughout the Midwest. I'm going to step away here for a few minutes. My name is Monty Smith. I've been calling the action all day, and I'll be here tomorrow as well. So we're going to take a little break here, and we'll give you an update as to who made the cut and who is in the match play bracket. Talk to you in a little bit. Thank you. Oh, Brandon made it. Brandon Leibel made the cut. Hey, Joey Finley, Brody Johansson cashed. Wow. Good job, Brandon. Okay, well, we'll be seeing you early tomorrow morning. Bracket match play will start at 8:45. For the 2024 Missouri Masters Tournament, Revolution's Lanes and Berkey Turkey's Pro Shop. This is Monty Smith. I'm signing off, and I will be back on the air with you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.